Emphasis will also be laid on tackling water quality in about 2.16 lakh habitations in Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Rajasthan. I wish to restate my commitment to inclusive economic growth. It is important to bring scheduled castes, metric and merit-based will continue. To provide an added incentive, I propose a new window. A short list of institutes of excellence will be notified, and any SC/ST student who secures admission in one of those institutes will be awarded a larger scholarship that will meet the requirements for tuition fees, living expenses, books, and a computer, as well as make benefit incidence analysis. Minorities would have to be brought more into the development process. I propose minority population. Likewise, a certain proportion of new Anganwadi centers will be located in blocks of villages which have a substantial concentration of minorities. Urdu is the mother tongue of a large number of people in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, but there is very little provision for teaching Urdu. I propose of a grant fund for backward districts. A lot of thought has gone into the proposal. An interministerial group has identified 170 backward districts based on certain socio-economic variables. The IMG has also proposed that resources through the RSVY. The transition arrangements under RSVY will continue until 2006-07. Meanwhile, the backward districts of Bihar will begin to receive assistance from the Backward Regions Grant Fund. I may also point out that reconstruction plan in addition to the normal state plan. As against the current year's state plan of rupees 3,008 crore, the size of the state plan for 2005-06 has been fixed at rupees 4,200 crore. The Baglihar project was allocated rupees Baramulla rail line will be implemented as a project of national importance. All ministries and departments are required to allocate at least 10% of their planned budget for schemes and programs outside the railway budget as projects of national importance. The Eastern region has also been approved and have allocated rupees 450 crore in adding basic infrastructure to the poor, especially those in rural India and in urban slums. 506 also. Implemented over a period of 4 years for building infrastructure, especially in rural India. Areas, sir, we must dare to be bold and set for ourselves high targets to be achieved by the year 2009. The UPA government's goals are to bring an additional 1 crore hectares under assured irrigation, to connect all villages that have a population of 1,000 or 5, to reach electricity to the remaining 1,25,000 villages and offer electricity connection. They are huge resources. Government believes that Bharat Nirman is an achievable project, and it is our intention to give rural India a new deal investment, which is a paramount requirement to consolidate the growth process. In agriculture being a state subject, the bulk of public investment in agriculture takes place at the state level, and the central government support to the states acts as a catalyst. Indian agriculture has indeed diversified from food grains to other crops, but more needs to be done. The Ministry of Agriculture will prepare a road culture mission announced in the last budget, will be launched on April 1, 2005. I propose to allocate rupees 630 crore in 2005-06 for the mission. The mission will ensure an end. I'm aware of the difficulties that the plantation sector has faced for some years. Agricultural marketing infrastructure, grading and standardization. Back-ended subsidy. Marketing Committee Acts. I propose to allocate rupees 72 crore for the new scheme. The national project announced by me last July for the repair, renovation and restoration of water bodies will be launched in the month of March 2005. A task force constituted to recommend measures for flood management and erosion control has submitted its report. The plan outlay in 2005-06 to implement the report will be rupees 180 crore. Besides, a sum of rupees 52 crore has been allocated for the Farakka barrage project. The accelerated irrigation benefit increased to rupees 4,800 crore for the next year. Water use efficiency in Indian agriculture is one of the lowest in the world. Government will promote micro-irrigation of the 10th plan and to 14 million hectares by the end of the 11th plan for promoting micro-irrigation in 2005-06. Government intends to continue with its effort to turn the focus of commercial banks, regional rural banks and cooperative banks towards providing credit, especially production credit. Are possible to adopt the agency model by using the infrastructure of civil society organizations. I had announced my intention to double the flow of agricultural credit in 3 years. I had also announced an indicative target of rupees 1,05,000. Cooperative banks in India, with few exceptions, are in a shambles. 6 state central cooperative banks and 100 and changes in the legal framework to empower RBI to enforce prudent financial management. I propose to accept the report in principle. Group constituted by the Ministry of Agriculture to suggest an improved farmer-friendly crop insurance scheme. Further consultation with all the stakeholders would be required. Meanwhile, I propose to continue the NAIS in its present form for Kharif and Rabi 2005-06 program in the country. 560 banks, including 48 commercial banks, 196 RRBs, and 316 cooperative banks, I believe, is to identify MFIs, classify and rate such institutions, and empower them to intermediate between the lending banks and the beneficiaries. Commercial banks may appoint MFIs as banking correspondents to provide transaction services on their behalf. Since MFIs require infusion of new capital and encouraging diversity, capital subsidy scheme for the textile processing sector in addition to the normal benefits available under the TUF scheme. Sir, I think it is necessary to lend further help to the handloom sector. The government proposes to adopt a cluster development approach for the production and marketing on unbranded jewelry, including unbranded gold jewelry, capacity exceeding 1800 cc at 16%. I may clarify 10 to 12% on matches made by these two sectors, hand from rupees 500 per MT to rupees 1,000 per metric ton to adjust partially for a health which are health hazards. I therefore propose to raise some additional resources and allocate the proceeds to finance the National Rural Health Mission. Petroleum will be reduced from 10% to 5%. On LPG for domestic consumption made transparent, there should be also a mechanism to review the rate of abatement to reflect changed circumstances. Hence,